guests would like to leave us or have other things to do today. So I want to finalize that. After that, I'm going to tell the conference how the program will run. Hopefully by then, IC is finished inside and we can then officially start the credentials report. For my next process, I just want to confirm, do we have Mr. Mtuti Shabanga? All right, also here. And then Mr. Aaron Manyama, also here. And then Mr. Rohan Sadi. Okay. So I'm going to bring in our guests. They're going to do the message of support. Live stream, are we on? All right. For the record, the live stream is on. We'll be live streaming on our Facebook page. Those who want to paste the link, I know GST will post the link somewhere in the day. You can share that to your provinces who can watch us online. So I want to officially open the process again. We are going to continue. Thank you for the provinces and your teachers. I see everyone received it. Those who have it, those who got sizes. Sorry for that. But the conference now looks nice. I want to welcome Mr. Mtuti Shabanga from the Royal Science and Technology Park. We will be doing a message support for the.
It's afternoon. It's because when we have lunch, that's why I'm saying morning. My name is Mtuti Shabanga. I'm from the Royal. I'm currently the acting head of the National Data Center. So part of the role I'm doing is to head the whole government IT. So I'm here to support this association that you guys have or share in common. That is that of the ICTs in the region. There are many ICT initiatives that we are engaged in within the southern region. So I'm also happy that you are doing a lot here in South Africa. I'll just say South Africa because you cannot count the provinces the way everyone is counting the provinces here. I cannot call it to hit the tables. So, but I would like to say that I'm happy to be part of this gathering here, and I hope that what you do here will speed into Eswatini, will be some spillages that we are getting. So, we're not just a data center, and that's it. It's the whole IT, that's the whole government-wide enterprise that includes even the infrastructure. So we're running the whole infrastructure. So I think here you have representatives that are running the radio and the microwave and the wireless. We are also involved in the development of the government systems and also the cyber security for government. So we're also running a commercial data center. We are hoping to reach to all of you here. So if there is a shortage in your region for the services of a data center, you can shout out to myself or Eswatini or through the committee here for the services of the data center. Yeah. We also provide high performance computing, doing that with South Africans. That is the Center for High Performance Computing. So we tried to distribute the load, the workload, because we understand that there is a lot of you in South Africa, and there is a lot of queuing that happens maybe with your CSIR. So we provided that environment. It's just an extension of your NIC, is it NICIS or CHPC for South Africa? We're just one thing. So I would like to say we are not far from you. We are part of you. We are in the same region. So it wouldn't make sense for you to have a very good infrastructure and then have a Swatini, not a very so good infrastructure. So with these words, I like to say that we even welcome the idea that there's going to be an SEZ here. Eswatini is also champions when it comes to that. We have a science park, and you also plan to have a data center. We hope that in the future, if the data center is there, we can also use you as maybe our DR. I'm sure you know that for you to have a disaster recovery, it's not safe just to have one disaster recovery. So you must have multiple. 3 is safe, 2 is not safe. So even now, if you are having your primary infrastructure and you have one disaster recovery, I can tell you now it is not safe because they can go off at the same time. So you need to also participate with other external partners. With those words, thank you, and I appreciate being part of you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for those words of support. I want to now bring in Mr. Erens Manyama to also just come and give the conference a message of support. Mr. Erens Manyama. Okay. Thank you very much.
Amanda. Amanda. Comrades, good afternoon. My name is Lawrence Manyama. I am from Pbict Security. We are not far-fetched with what you guys are doing. We are supporting Gyro Technologies also. It's one of our sister companies. I'm just taking here to say we wish for the conference to go ahead with a good manner and in a very polite way. I would say, comrades, you're all welcome here. We also thank you for welcoming us here as the partners, but also as the friends of the conference. Thank you. Amanda.
Thank you very much. Next, I have on my list Mr. Rebohang Sadi. Also, just a message of support from the companies who are sponsoring our conference. And then I'll introduce the other guests who have joined us now as well. And I'm told the IC is done, so we can proceed with the next business of the day. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. That's afternoon. I'm from a company called Vict. We are currently the #1 electronic security provider in our country and in the world. I'm glad to be invited by your colleagues here today. Today we are here as a partnership for the next 5 years to be able to see opportunities and help out opportunities with you guys throughout the country. I am responsible for the government sector for our company and obviously the corporate side. So for the growth in terms of electronic security and infrastructure. So if you have any questions or any opportunities that you would like to discuss, we do offer training and upskillment of any of your, if it's a technician or your IT managers, if they want to now dive into the electronic security side from an ICT perspective, we can give you that support from our side. No, I thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that offer. I'm sure the provincial chairs will be in touch throughout the day. Please take advantage of the opportunities, comrades. Let's not leave anyone behind. The revolution will need skilled people to take it forward as well in our sector. I want to acknowledge the presence of councillors, Councillor Sitelo, Councillor Manta. I believe you've joined us. And then there are two ICT businessmen who have also joined us. They just want to listen and share and spend some time with us. Mr. Sandile and Mr. Nkosi. Whoever wrote here, I'm so sorry, I can't even make out the entire names here, but I believe I'm doing you justice. We just want to also welcome you. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to spend some time with us and hear what we are busy with. And then I believe there's a COSAS delegation that has also joined from the province. Thank you so much for joining us, our young lions. We appreciate you. You will also see the organization is getting younger as the years go by. And we will need all of you to champion this vision forward and assist us to take it to all the places, not even just South Africa, but even international as well. SG. Okay, SG. All right. Comrades, I'm going to explain how the next process will work. We are going to go into the adoption of the agenda. The formal process is going to start now. Thank you very much. All right. I need the agenda to be adopted, comrades. I'm going to present it. We need a mover and a seconder. Moving, you raise your hand. When I recognize you, name, surname, province you are from. If you move, it means you support. If you second, you are supporting the mover. So please don't, when someone has already moved, move again, because that's recorded. When you second, you are seconding the person who has moved on the item. And that will be the throughout the day and the evening. After the agenda, comrades, we are going to go through to the credentials. Comrade DSG Dennis is going to present the credentials report on the membership side. Comrade Comrade William is going to go into the rules of the NGC. Those rules are the rules we are going to follow throughout the day, moving into elections as well. After that, we are going to go to the President's address. To convene a legal conference and for the legal process for us to be legitimate to sit, I need the 3 processes done as expeditiously and as thorough as possible. If we do not do those processes correctly, the conference cannot continue. So those 3 processes now become critical of how we are going to proceed and legitimize this gathering. Otherwise, it makes the conference illegitimate. So, I don't know, on your devices, you should have gotten a copy of the agenda we are following today. It was like a 6-page because it included the rules, but I'm going to go through it quickly. I just need to make a few amendments. I'm going to make an amendment by breaking up the accreditation report on number 2 into 2 sections, credentials and rules of the NGC, SG. And then President address, number 4, organizational report, treasury report, constitutional amendment, discuss inputs from policy conference, we hand over to the IEC, the elections convene, and then we are supposed to do lunch, but we've already passed that. We're going to commissions, report back from the commissions, and then we're supposed to adjourn for day 1. If there's still time, comrades, we might actually move into the next day so that we can perhaps leave a bit earlier tomorrow because we are very far in the world. Day 2, opening and welcome, statement of declaration of the conference, and then program of action, and then the new president will close the conference tomorrow. So I'm just going to try and manage the time and see if we can't finish at least 98% of the agenda today. So I'll trust you to have your cooperation. We have convened and we have decided lunch to be at 3 o'clock. It was supposed to be at 1:30. We are behind schedule. Lunch will be at 3 because we've had a late breakfast and we've had some tea during the waiting period. So let's try and do lunch by 3, latest 3:15. So we are pushing for that. Comrades, I presented the agenda. I need to know, are there any proposed additions to the agenda, amendments? As I presented, remember I only changed the number 2. I broke it up into credentials and rules of the NGC. The rest stays the same. If you are happy with the agenda as it is presented, I need a mover and a seconder, please, for adoption. Who's going to facilitate the roaming back? If you don't have any additions, comrades, I need a mover and a seconder, please. You will raise your hand. The mic should come to you. Name, surname, province for the record, and then we'll adopt the agenda or amend it.
Thank you, Chairperson. My name is Suseko Mali from the Eastern Cape. Before I propose that we adopt the agenda, may I kindly request that because due to the time frame that is being squabbled around and it's quite now disabled. Can I propose that we put a time slot and time frame in terms of the speakers, the sessions of questions and answers, so that we can go according to the time frame, so that we don't find ourselves having lunch at 5 o'clock. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I still need a moment of second for the agenda, please.
No, thank you, Chair. I will just respect and then move. But I want to believe that we are in a
Name,
conference.
surname, province.
Comrade Mtunga Mbule from Free State Chairperson. I move for the adoption of the agenda. But we are in a conference, Chair, and it's an elective one. And it's the one that must drive us for the next 5 years. Once we allow the Chair to give us time, Chair, you will tell us that this one point, then we have to just put it aside. We'll see maybe in the next NGC. But we want to finalize everything. We're coming from the NGC, we're coming from the policy conference. Just allow us, Chair, be our beautiful Chair as you are. Allow us to exhaust issues.
All right. Hey, I consider a timer in the microphone. You see, when it goes off, it's done. No, thank you very much for that, FS Chair. I'll manage time. I did mention when we started the day, between if it's a very pertinent point, 1 minute, max 2 minutes, but I will be timing people like myself. I'll also be allocating time, as you mentioned, Comrade. I think it's important that we just try and manage it. Thank you so much. You can stand, Comrade.
Thank you very much.
Just check the mic there, please. Remember, we're streaming, so if you're too soft, it doesn't feed into the stream and we can't hear. The mic is dead. Battery. Okay, that's the mic. All right, I'm just worried that you're too soft. You'll have to come to the front, please, and use this mic until we sort out the battery.
Thank you very much. My name is McDonald Mofolo from the Free State Province. I second the adoption of the agenda. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, comrades. That concludes our first item. The agenda is duly adopted. It means I can continue now with the credentials report. Comrade Dennis is going to present the part of the membership. Then the Secretary General will lead us right after into the rules of the NGC. But I'll adopt it in two parts. I'll adopt the credentials first, SG, then you'll come in with the rules. And then after that, depending on what the conference decides, we start the next process. Thank you, SG.
Thank you, Chief. Okay. We need battery. In any of the bags, to check for batteries. Okay, thanks. Oh. No. Thanks, Comrade Chair. Comrade Chair, we'll extend the section, we'll do it in two parts, members. The one part, because it's our third conference, I wanted to do a quick presentation on the membership side so we can move into the actual accreditation of the conference, you know, PBICT style. I just have it here. The reason why we're doing this process, comrades, is because also why couldn't I find this? Sorry, comrades. Let me just find this document. Otherwise, we'll just have to move. I know it was here. It was here. You know, technology sometimes. Alright. Oh, there's it. Found it. There we go. Comrades, what I want to quickly do is, because credibility is absolutely everything in the PBICT, before we move to the adopting of the accreditation and understand what the expectation of the conference was, we also want to touch on how do we get here and how we know that we have a credible membership in PBICT. Comrades, the President has always emphasized the fact that we are the only organization with a legitimate database of members, and we know our members. We know them nationally, we also know them provincially. We'll do a quick scrub so I can allow my comrade to come through and actually go through the adoption of this, so we can show that we're a legitimate organization. Number one, our first national member, KZN Leon Rolls, male, non-youth, joins on the 18th of March 2017. Our latest member, is from Northern Cape, Joseph Isel, a male, non-youth, joined on the 19th of May 2025. That's the latest member, the last person to join. As we sit, comrades, the organization has 3,304 female members, 5,688 male members, bringing us to a total of almost 9,000, which is 8,992 members. Eastern Cape sitting with 396, Free State sitting with 280, Gauteng sitting with 1,045, KZN sitting with 6,392, Limpopo sitting with 140, Mpumalanga sitting with 234, Northwest sitting with 244, Northern Cape sitting with 147, and Western Cape sitting with 114. In this database, comrades, we know who's the first member and last member in each province, and this data will then be shared obviously with the members. We have names. Eastern Cape, we have Upumi as our first member, and our latest member we have Ubatal. So we can name members, we know when they joined, which day it was, if they're female, non-female, so we have something very robust. Which leads us to today, comrades. Because this conference has an expectation. This conference has an expectation. My comrade Africa is gonna come help me. He's gonna he's gonna come and now officiate this particular room for us to figure out, do we go home or we stay and get business done? Thank you, comrade. Hey, comrades, you know, these IT people, man. Comrades, you know, our our NEC wasn't introduced. Because we all know each other, but some of us were streaming, some of us were new to the organization. I'll start with our president, Comrade Leon Rolls, who is seated on the far left, on your far left. And then we have Comrade Stephanie Lockman-Naidu as our chairperson, who has been navigating us. We have Comrade William Pitwaba, who is our Nobala. We have Comrade Welcome Makakula, who is our Treasurer General. We have Comrade Larry Smith, who is our Deputy Chairperson. We have Mel Pomo, who is our Professionals Coordinator. We have Spiwe Maname. He always corrects me because I know him Manana. Roll, Young Lions, roll! Yes, he's our student coordinator nationally. And we have our additional member who is today in this room, the Deputy Nobala of Admin. Hence, he's here assisting me with delivering. And I'm PSG Dennis Rolls of Systems.
Sanmulan. Njani Malilani. I'm going to try and be very late. The ceiling, or rather from the Constitution, the quorum comes from section 8.55, A, B, and C. I will read if there are 5 or more provinces that have active provincial structures. B, the ceiling of the conference is shall be set and adopted by the NEC. The NGC for the NGC to create, there must be 51% or more of expected voting delegates. 51% or more. So our ceiling was 100. We have 78 delegates. The breakdown of that 78 is as follows. We've got in the room 68 voting delegates. We're not counting the people that are guests who have decided to bless us with their presence. We welcome them, but they won't be able to vote. Then online, we've got 10 verified members who were allowed to vote, who did submit their list, but for whatever other reason, they will be doing it online. So that brings to a total of 78. If you recall, section 8.55 C says we need to hit 51%. We are currently on 78%. Chair, I'm done.
Thanks, comrades. We now declare this. There's a man.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm now going to ask for any additions. If you don't agree with the contents of the report, you need to make a submission on. This is now the time. After that, I need the conference to adopt the credential report. I saw a hand there. Comrade Ndu can come in. You'll have to come to the front until we get the other mic.
No, I was just saying, Chair, because the Corporate Africa saying 10 online. So because they are not here, can we then identify that so and so is from this province, so and so is from this province, so and so from, then it will be clear even from us to understand from the 10 that is online, where are they coming from?
All right. Africa will come and clarify. Any other clarity so that I can finalize the first round? All right. Looks like that's the only question.
Thank you, Chairperson of the Province of the Free State. You have one NEC member. You've got one from the Eastern Cape, and the balance is coming from KZN. The balance is coming from KZN.
All right. If there's no other clarity questions, I need a mover and a seconder. Same process, name, surname, are you moving? After that, I need a seconder, please, for adoption. One. I have no other hand here. There's a roving mic, and then one, and then two at the back.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Simon Chaichai, Chair of Mpumalanga, Pbict. I move to adoption.
Thank you very much. There's a mover for the adoption of the credentials. The mic must move a bit faster, no? Comrade, no, it was there at the back. Thank you.
Igama, usibongiseni waKheswa, nobala wase KZN, I second.
Thank you very much, Comrade Keswa. It means the credentials report is duly adopted into conference. That concludes my second process for a legitimate conference to convene. Thank you very much, SG's office. By the way, from time to time, I'll be assisted by the Deputy National Chair, Comrade Larry Smith. If I move off or I need to go outside, Comrade Larry will come on and continue any item that's on the floor. I'm now going to call the Secretary General, Comrade William Lidwaba. He is going to explain the rules of the NGC. Please listen very carefully to it because it's important that we all understand. He's also going to explain the voting process and how it will work. After that same process, I need a mover and a seconder, and then we adopt the rules of the conference. And
Thank you, Chair. I'm going to be very brief. Comrade Walker, you're sleeping. Are you hungry? In my other life, before I speak, I used to move songs. But not today. To wake people up. So, comrade, the rules are as follows, according to the Constitution. I'm just going to go through them quickly. Today, this NGC shall be convened and coordinated in line with our First Amendment Constitution that is dated 8th of January 2019. I'm sure all of you might have seen this document, so I'm just going to go through it. As per the NEC resolutions as required by the Constitution, the NGC shall be convened on a hybrid mode, physical and online, in the form of teams, as resolved by the NEC under the following rules. The NGC shall be convened on the agreed venue, which is where we are today. The conference shall be held at Sivuta Lodge. The main focus of the conference is to reclaim our programs and organizations in line with the development of the government ICT sector, to look at the functionality of the state of the organization, by reviewing our performance at the national level and at the provinces. 1.3. The quorum and sealing of the conference shall be set in terms of section 8.65 of the Constitution, with the sealing being 100 as adopted by the NEC. 1.4, the delegate shall be assigned in terms of section 8.63 of the Constitution. 1.5, the 51% ordinary members and allocation shall be allocated proportionally using the attendance of PAGM and EPAGMs. 1.6, the EPC, so the PCs through their secretariat shall provide the list of delegates that will be attending the conference. 1.7, the name shall be submitted to the members of the registered PBICT, and names that do not meet this will be disqualified. 1.8, the treasurer shall ensure that they raise funds for the delegates. Now I'm going to go to point 2, the rules of online engagement. All members participating in the NGC shall be required to adhere to the for engaging online. So this is for the online guys who are listening. Say me, as handled. So for example, if you're from and then you must put that in bracket. 2. Put your mic on mute all the times. Use without interrupting the current speaker. 2.3, use your picture as a profile pic so you can be identified. So don't go overboard. And then 2.5, be professional and respectful at all times. Practice Ubuntu. The last part is part 3. Running the NGC. The chairperson of this session shall open it and close it. 5.2, the members may make either oral or written statements to the general meeting or any commission thereof concerning any question under the consideration. 5.3, the chair or her by the chairperson. Lastly, no representative to speak a second time on any question for clarification until all other representatives desire to speak have an opportunity to do so. And then the last part, during the discussion, the representative may at any time raise a point of order, and this shall be immediately decided by the chairperson. Any representative shall be immediately put to a vote. The ruling shall stand unless overruled by the majority of votes cast by members registered and present. A representative raising a point of order may speak only on this point and not substantiate on the other matters. The last part, 5.5, the chairperson may, with a simple majority approval of those present, limit the time allowed to any speaker. Chair, I'm done with the rules of the. So I hope all of you have the documents that were shared with you regarding this one. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you very much, SG, for that. Just to add, comrades, in the room we have 78 voting delegates. That includes the NEC, it includes ex-officials, provincial chairs, NOPALAs, delegates. The quorum is 50+1. It means for a decision to pass, it needs a quorum of 40 votes, right? Anything less, it means that it doesn't pass. Then, when we go into elections, you will present a name. For the name to stand as a name, it needs a 25% threshold from the floor. That's 19. So if you say you want Comrade Steph for the SG, the IC convener will first ask, all right, does it meet the threshold? Then you will vote again for that name, for the threshold. The threshold means it's the ability to stand as a candidate. If my name does not meet the ability to stand, the name can't go past. So you will have those processes where it's the threshold first of 25% of the 78. After that, if the name passes, okay, fine, there's 30 people voting for the person, for the threshold, the name stands. After the name stands, the person is asked, are you available for the position? The person will then say yes or no. Now I'm saying to you, yes, I'm available for the position. They record it as I'm available, right? After that, they'll ask the House, is there another name for secretary? All right, then you say, no, I want Comrade Sam, the second name. Same process. We first test the threshold of 25%. If his name passes, he's asked, Comrade Sam, are you available? Comrade Sam says yes. There are two names. If there are two names, we have to divide the House. We will then say, all right, we are now going to put the names to contest each other. And it will be a counting. Those for Comrade Steph, 20. Those for Comrade Sam, 50. Steph has lost the vote. Comrade Sam has won the vote. His name stands. He's the SG, for example. And that's how it should work. If there's one name, comrades, and there's no contesting name, the name goes through unopposed and no voting is necessary because there's no opposing view. So if it has met the threshold, the comrade is available, there's no contesting name, the name will just go through as is. If there's a contesting name, we divide the house and may the best man win in that process. So that concludes the rules of the conference, comrades. If there's any misunderstanding or you need clarity, this is now the time. Other than that, I please need a mover and a seconder to adopt the rules. Comrade Mdu?
Sorry, Chair, I'm just being confused because the rule that you just acted upon now are the election rules, which means the part when it comes to the elections. Are you adding that to what SG was presenting now? Or, because it's not here, Chair. So are you adding that on what SG has just presented? Or you're just reminding us that when we go to the election part? Or
Yes.
adoption,
Yes. Yeah, we're adopting the rules once, comrade. We are not going to go through a secondary rules adoption. So I was reminding everyone how the process works. Remember you did in the NGC, if there are different delegates, they probably haven't done the process yet, so I'm reminding you as well. But the rules will be presented once because we need to adopt it now. If we don't adopt it, we can't proceed with the conference. So I can't present it now and then introduce it again. I have to deal with everything in one item. Follow up?
Yes, Chair. I'm just sorry to adopt something that we are here on.
Yeah, no problem.
Include the election rules on the rules of the engagement right now, Chair. Because when we adopt this thing, it's not there.
Okay.
What you are taking now of election part is not there. So if
You've added it into
want to adopt this one,
SG.
can we include it there and maybe be circulated and then we adopt it? If we can't go it when we go to elections.
Yeah, they'll include it. So when you move into con, you're including it with a proviso that it will be supplementing the rules of the NGC. Otherwise, I won't be able to, we'll have to open the agenda again and we'll have to open this item and I can't, it's going to just create a bit of confusion. So we are going to move with the supplemented rules that are just added into the SG's presentation. We'll add it now as we move. Let's just continue the agenda and the SG will make sure it posted on the groups. Thank you very much. Any other additions, comrades? If not, may I please have a mover with the supplemented information and a seconder of the rules of the NGC? Anyone other than Free State? This is not Free State's conference, comrades. Anyone other than Free State? Yeah, one here. And then, yeah, Comrade Toto next to him. No, I don't wanna, I'm not suppressing Free State. I just don't want it to look as if Free State is the only one that understood the processes on the items. But thank you very much, Free State, for always supporting us. Name, surname, province?
Thank you very much, Chair. My name is Stacy Matsonzi. I'm from the Gauteng province. I'm standing here, just wanted to move with the adoption of the rules and engagement.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair. I, Otohenze Toto from the Northern Cape, second the move on adopting the rules.
Thank you very much, comrades. The rules of the NGC with the supplementations are duly adopted. Comrades, I now declare the conference to be legally open, and we have passed the first phase of convening a legal NGC. Congratulations. Thank you very much. The time is 14:31. We've agreed on lunch latest 3:15. So I'm going to invite the president, the current sitting president of the Pbict, Dr. Leon Rose, to do his presidential address. Thank you very much.
given 30 minutes to speak. And I am the president of this organization. And until this conference elects a new president, I'm going to speak to my members. Hey, this thing is intimidating. I'm not using this thing. They're all near you. Tell him.
Yes, Bongson, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Loud and clear, no? Hey, Comrade Gift, you can hear me, right?
Always.
Yeah. Hey. Comrades, I know that some of us travel very far to be here. We left KZN around 5 o'clock to get here at about 9, 10 o'clock. But that is how much we love the PBICT. Now, comrades, lunch can wait. Lunch can wait, comrades. Now, comrades, ngifuna mina ukunishare ngomphako. Hey, comrades, you need to make money. You know, Comrade Umtu, I met him 5 years ago. Young boy, crazy boy. Like, where's my son? He was like him. I said to this guy one day, hey chief, why you do the things that you do? Said, hey, revolution this. I said, hey man, listen here. Let me tell you something. You call yourself a revolutionary. You want to liberate people from poverty. Yet you yourself are in that poverty. There is no revolutionary that is poor that can liberate another poor person. I said to him, you are one Comrade Umtu is sitting with a purchase order of 1.7 million. Now liberate people. Now we can go and liberate Burkina Faso, Burkina. Why be like that? What is stopping us? Why must we consistently and constantly take people that just talk and have never teachers in school? Because as you get into class, then it's the beginning of the year, sit down for the year. Please go sit at the back and do what you're doing. Just don't disturb my class. You see? Because I used to say that if you are not doing research or doing some analysis or programming and that, then what are you doing teaching me? Give me the book and I'll learn for myself. Now, comrades, I want to tell you the beginning of PBICT, the organization that we are handing over today. There was an organization called PITF. The ICT sector, comrades, has always been dominated by white people and by elite. You see, when you are in IT, hey, you should not say schooling, we go to Shellintomb. So what are you studying? IT? Yeah, you're going to hack my phone. No. Yaba? So, comrade, there was PITF. We were not happy with PITF. I was a member of PITF. So when I got in there to say, no man, but this thing here doesn't serve the people, it serves individuals. You will know that, Comrade Love. I said, all right, let's triple this thing and start a new organization. But when I got deeper into it, I said, no man. The history of this organization that we want to get into dates back since 2001. I don't want to get into something that I don't know. So I was approached. There was guys from PITF, they came to my house. Comrade Michael, the current chairperson now of EKZN, he was still a small boy, younger than this son of mine, this one here. He was still 12 years old. He was frying the meat. This comrade was saying, let's take over PITF. I'm like, no. Let us not take over PITF. Let us create a new organization that will be clear in terms of its agenda and will be clear in terms of everything, and it will serve the people. We agreed. Comrade Mtu, we spent 5 hours and a lot of meat arguing whether it should be progressive blacks or progressive Africans. You can guess which one, comrades, I was pushing for. Progressive Africans. Progressive Africans. So blacks won. Progressive blacks in ICT. I then got to understand what it means to be black. That was fine, comrades. We are founding members of Comrade Sabata, Comrade Will. And when I'm talking about founding members, comrades, we approached a lot of people and we said, listen, we want to start this organization. Do we have to call people like this and start the organization? They said, no, you don't have to. But it would be good if you do so. That was advice that we got from a lot of people. We started going around, we went to Sabata, we met a Sabata Day in Northern Cape. We drove to Free State. We met Comrade Victor that introduced us to a Comrade Steph. We went to Gauteng. We met a Letabo that introduced us to the wheels and the people of this world. In Limpopo, there was a Cindy that was from KZN, very confusing. We went to Northwest and we found there was an Archie there and a Max. We went to Eastern Cape, found a Comrade Brandy who introduced us to a Felix and Luvos and those people. We went to Western Cape, we met a Comrade Spongile. We went to all of them. Then when we came back, we said, let us have a conference like this one, which was at Dubai Trade Port. I was approached, comrades. I told you this in the NGC and the policy conference. They said to me that now that we've started this thing, who is going to be president? I said, me, I want to be the Nopala of KZN. Because I want to teach and show what a province should look like and should do. I want to do programs that's going to make this province into a smart city. This was in 2017, before anyone and everyone started talking about those things. They said, no, you must be president. I said, I cannot be president. They said, why? I said, because no one will be able to control me. No one will be able to control me. Not the NGC, not the NEC, there is no one. But if I am not the president, then I can hold that president to account. They said, oh, Sabata, no, we want you to be president. I said, me, I'm not a ceremonial president. I don't believe in talking. I don't wear shirts. I don't wear suits. I don't wear shoes. Mini politics yami yaqala nge-All Star. Yaqala nge-Yankee. Yaqala nge-T-shirt, Stetson, iChico, Shadis Yampagati. It's not going to change. I am not professional. I don't have time to be professional when my members have to go and beg in their own country for access. I do not understand why, if we are sitting and the ruling party is our organization, but we have to fight for things. It didn't make sense. Like how it's not making sense now that the control of the ICT sector is no longer in the hands of the ruling party, but when we say we want something, it happens. So therefore, I am not the right president to fight anymore, because I fight. So how am I going to fight a person that I say I want this and they make it happen? It makes me irrelevant. Then it needs a new person to fight that fight. You are born a comrade. So now, comrades, when we were eventually elected to serve in the first NEC, I then said in my opening remarks, the ICT sector as we know it has changed, because there is a new child that is born into this sector. Those gates as we know it, those blockages as we know them, are going to have hell coming for them. Now, since then, comrades, we have directed the fight to where it needed to be. So the first program of the Pbict that we came up with was a program that we named #Access and Ownership. Because we said we do not care about anything else. Right now, we need to have access and ownership. And then the question was, how do we get it? I said, simple. We kick down the doors. We kick down the doors. So what we did, comrades, was a very easy strategy. Every time that CETA or anyone advertised a tender on the ICT sector, we responded to it. And when we went to briefing sessions, we took them to the hilt. We took them to the hilt. There used to be a thing that said you must be gold partner this, platinum partner this. We said, you're mad. How does that thing help? I must have, because of sales and this year. We tore down that thing. There used to be a thing that used to restrict our people from getting tenders, that gold partner status. It was the Pbict that took down that curtain. Comrade Joban, you'll remember, I think it was Department of Education, we went to that tender. And then we went to it and we went to court to start saying that all of these tenders, if they don't change the things that we want, we used to take them to court and they used to withdraw that tender. The same with CETA. And we did that constantly and consistently until they decided to open the doors for our people. That was on access and ownership. There was a time when there was a thing called GovTech, I don't know if it's going to come back this year, where CETA calls everyone, and then they used to have a stream that was about SMMEs. You remember Comrade Lovo and Comrade Kolil. It was called SMME stream. And then there you will have the SMMEs coming there and sitting and listening to big English, wearing suits. They come to give our kumbol. They have to speak big English, big English. We went for them. We went for Ustumana. We said, Chief. First they made a mistake. And the mistake they made, they said they're going to train members, 100 members. You remember what they come to Sabat? I picked up the phone. At that time, KZN and Gauteng were at my call. I said, comrades, I need 100 of our members to come for this training. They said, President, what type of members you want? I said, I want those ones that are crazy like these boys here. I said, I want those crazy ones. Then we went for that training. When we went for that training, they started singing and doing everything and went to Ustumolapa. We said, Chief, hey, it looks like your GAF check is not continuing tomorrow. You've accredited 100 people. They're going to block everyone here. No one is coming. Until that SMME stream, we want you and your executive to come to us. Angithi conference here ikala 8 or 9 or 10. And we said 6 o'clock we're going to be here. And you come and address us. Otherwise, Lababa Figango 8 are not going to sit here. And they came to us. Hence came ITU and those things and the changes that we know and see on CETA today. There was, in the newspaper, we read something. I'm reading this newspaper and I'm seeing Vodacom, no MTN, and everyone are sitting somewhere in the farm in Gauteng and they're discussing the ITA. I said, wait a minute, but these proposals are not, people. I picked up the phone. No, Paulo, you're still no Paulo of Gauteng, ne? And TSG. I said, what is this that I'm reading? Does Gauteng exist? If at all it exists. President, what is that? I said, go and read this article. I said, I want you to go there now. I'm jumping in the plane. That thing is not going to happen, not without us. Go and tell those people that we're coming there, we want to bomb that thing if we have to. We'll ban it. And then we were invited. There we found Vodacom and MTN trading the department and everyone was there, was shaking. We said, no, it's fine. Because you guys have all these big lawyers and all those things. Me, the only thing I can afford is 1 liter petrol and know where's your towers, I know where's your manholes. You see? But that's not the PBICT that we must be now. So, access and ownership is now redefined by the NGC. It's access to funding for our SMMEs. What are these fundings that we are talking about? Funding number one, CIFA. We already have access to CIFA. CIFA has already funded everyone. There's Comrade Tabang, they funded you 1.something million. They funded everyone that is here. Comrade everyone. We know how to get that funding. That's the first funding we need to have. ICASA has an obligation and a penalty that these telcos are paying. Where is that money going to? So access means accessing that funding, and ownership means that you are owning 50% of that funding and it's going to our members and we're distributing it there. You understand? There's funding in training and development. I had a comrade Gift always talking about this thing. One day I woke up, I said, let me try this thing and see if it works. What is it? I don't want to taste something and feed you something I've never tasted. And I went for that funding, comrade Gift, and I got it. So now I'm going to share it with everyone and tell them how to get that funding. Those fundings there. You see? Now, if we access to that funding, and I keep quiet and I'm the only one, now comrade Luvo, they came to me and said, hey, President, you need to retire. I said, hey, Norman, comrades, go there to that conference and tell them to give me the last term. They said, Tina says to wherever that money is, we must access it. Are we together, comrades? Yes. Science, technology, engineering, arts, mathematics, innovation, and entrepreneurship. I want to talk about entrepreneurship. Comrades, it's okay, there is nothing wrong with you wanting to be a professional. But when we make money, don't look at us and say, Pbict is only to wake up in the morning and go have a CV. I choose to be an entrepreneur. I choose to be an entrepreneur. You see, comrades. So I told these guys, hey, chief, hey, have you seen a raptor? Hey, what is that? The one in Jurassic Park. Have you seen a raptor? Oh, a rapture. Chief, it's not a rapture, it's a raptor. Oh, you mean that car? What? I said, yes. I said, I want to buy that car. Yeah, but I don't have money to buy that car. You see? But I want to get that car. The next 6 months, I want to get that car, you see? So now I look, okay, the car is 1.2 million. I need 1.6 million. So how do I get that money? You see? So I sit down and I think, okay, if I move this and this and this and that, okay. Right, so now this thing is worrying me, so I don't sleep at night, right? So I found this program on artificial intelligence, and I realized that whilst you are sleeping at night, there are people that are busy, So I got on board this program on artificial intelligence. We worked on it, I think, for 2 to 3 months. I made about 2 million, 2.5 million on that. Yeah, somewhere then I bought a raptor, you see? Why are you sleeping? Because I want a raptor. So don't hate me. You like sleeping, I don't. Can't sleep. So, because I have this time, when you're sleeping, I think of how to make money. Then I wake up in the morning, hey, Kaz, folk dinners, hey, Kaz, you know what I'm thinking? Hey, party welcome, hey, hi, praise. Party side, you know what I'm thinking? Hey, I think if we do this and this and this, we can make money, What has happened with all of those calls, parting to Taban? What has happened to all those calls? Have you not made money? You made money over and over again, isn't it? So, I want us to focus on entrepreneurship. That is where you make money. Your thinking, the way you are, what you do, who you are, you must be an entrepreneur. Because in this world today, that is the only thing that is going to make you money. Jobs are for robots and for artificial intelligence. Human beings are too lazy, they complain, they get sick, they are just the worst things ever. And they have rights. So jobs are for robots and jobs are for artificial intelligence, and work and money is for entrepreneurs. Very simple thing, comrades. Now, comrades, don't want to lie to you. The one place where you are guaranteed to make money is internet connectivity. Internet connectivity. If you want to make money in AI, it's good. It's going to take you time. Otherwise, I've made my money and I've realized my limited understanding of AI. I'm too old. Had I been younger, I would have done heck with artificial intelligence. A lot of people would have lost their jobs. Right? I was actually, Patisai, thinking the other day, AI agent to assist with the payment of, so we can use AI to identify and rid of corruption. They all rejected me. Yeah, they all rejected me. Place in the sector where you can make money today is internet connectivity. So one of the programs that are very crucial and key moving forward, comrades, And the project that we identified during COVID, we said that we understand AI, IoT, and everything else Comrade do. We understand all of those things, but we do not want to be fooled. We do not want to rush and go look at big data processing. We can look at those things wrong with it. You understand? We're not going to make money there, but people will make money using you, training you. So we said, we're going to focus on connectivity. That was the mandate given to this outgoing NEC. So hashtag Internet for All was one project that we were driving. So you will see that we started not focusing on the other projects and those things. I have robotics programs, augmented reality, Babu Mfundisi, you know, we have those things. Right? We've made money out of those things, drones and all of those things, we've made money. Easy, right? Right. So those things are there. And it's not only that, I have shared this with everyone, whoever. I've told it, go into 1, 2, 3, 4, and these are the things, and I shared information. You see? So come to me, you see, I'm going to be sitting there. Right? You will come and say, hey, press RRC or whatever you want to call me. You see? How do I do 1, 2, 3, 4? We can make money, but right now, all of you need to focus on making money through connectivity. If there's no money in there, then why Vumatel and everyone is connecting and everyone else is doing it? Now let me tell you something about this sector. Currently, the revenue that it generates is 348 billion per annum to 35% penetration, which means that there's 600 billion of revenue that is sitting there untouched. And guess where it is? I was in Soweto yesterday, and I'm looking at this Vumatel, and I'm standing there with Sam and we're plotting, saying, "Yo, why are these people sleeping? Yo, for Soweto, I am crying. Yo, as soon as I got in today, I started looking for Wi-Fi and see there's no one. I'm looking at these things, I'm saying, yo, we're sitting on so much money. We are sitting on so much money. And guess what? I said, Sam, look at, everyone is sleeping. We are sitting a lot of money. And that money, when you wake up in the morning, it's there. Party Sai and Party Sam, you are running a project. And you've seen how the increase in sales, it's like crazy. It's absurd. It's like crazy. You go and install a Wi-Fi hotspot, someone is already waiting there. As you're installing, there's a guy already took out his it's 200 rand. Wanted to buy vouchers for 200 rand. Say, I got and tell him a voucher at 200, I want to sell them. There's money to be made in internet connectivity. I want to talk about local is much, comrades. The t-shirts that you're wearing, I found myself in Soweto, 3 a.m. this morning, 4 a.m. this morning. There's a young boy, I didn't even see him, I was banged up. He's working from home, yes? Now, he was working for a company that does printing. When the company shut down for whatever reasons, they got the severance pay, whatever payout that he got. He didn't chow that money. This boy went and he bought printing machines. The t-shirt that you're wearing now is printed by a young boy in Soweto operating in his backyard. He printed these t-shirts. Look at the quality of that. And TG, when we said TG, we need t-shirts, hey, we've got this company and that company, he said, where are the black companies first? Then that's how we found that point. So our attitude and our behavior should be exactly that, and it should be like that. Are we together? We have these age brackets. Anyone with welding skills can make those brackets, and how much we paying for those brackets? Yo. Have you noticed that they're actually one of the biggest costs? Yeah. And it's like a useless cost that you don't understand. It's just an angle iron that you put, you drill holes, and we are going to Myro. I know we're spending, Larry, about 2-point-something million. That's just on one area. It's about 2-point-something million. And that thing, someone in their garage can make that thing for us. So when we talk about localism, let us not talk. Our problem is that, you know, I was looking at one of the comments when we did that standing thing. Oh, God have mercy. Someone said we must make our own satellite. I said, oh, Lord. Yo! Are we so much out of this thing or so far-fetched? You understand what I'm saying to you? So then how do you make money out of Starlink? You want to launch a satellite? Hey, Chief, you're dreaming. You're dreaming. You're dreaming. You want to launch a satellite and probably make money when you're old or your children say, I want to make money now. Right? So I'm waiting for that Starlink to come in. As soon as that thing comes in, we are taking it, we're installing it on our network, and we comes in at 450 or 1,000 rand or whatever. We take that thing with that capacity and we split it. And we go sell it. And from the 450 or the 1,000 rand that we're going to make, I'm going to make 5,000 rand. Yep. Now that's what you do. That's what you do. Right? Now, are you a billionaire? Are you a trillionaire? Then leave the fight of billionaires, Chief. Fight your fight of thousands here. Fight your fight of thousands. You see? Fight your fight of thousands. Let them fight their fights. Hey, this is what we want, right? So local is Moja. Now, we have a project that we also ran, which was Gatekeepers Must Fall. Hey, almost got arrested. Hey, Mama Matot. Yo. Hey, no Palia Kumbol. Hey, we had people coming at night wearing pajamas and that and saying, hey, please stop. Little did we know that when an international conference is coming in and you've got BRICS and international presidents, that event is declared, high class and high security. There we are as Pbict sitting there in the corner. You're still a young boy. Meanwhile, there's people that are recording like this. You remember? Gandhi, these people here are spying on us. Our own people, our own comrades like this that we know like this. That we told, no man, these people can't do this and this and that. And then we're talking, no, we're boycotting this thing. Let's shut this thing down. I got a call from one of the guys that were working in the intelligence. He says to me, President, are you wearing a red t-shirt? Yes. It's a golf t-shirt. Yes. You're sitting in a table with 16 or 18 people? Yes. And you're sitting facing this direction? I said, yes. He said, right now, there are snipers on the roof and one of them is given a command of kill or no kill. I said, why? They said, because there's people that have recorded and this is what they've said, and we had to stop that meeting. If you remember at night, no parlor, then we had OTG then coming to a comrade, what is it that you want, and this and that and that. That's because we had started this project of Gatekeepers Must Fall. Right? So, we said we are going to make money. and we're going to make money in telecommunications. We said, what is the one thing that is gatekeeping us? Right? And we said, it's the license. We said, but why don't we have a license? They said, no, there's a moratorium on the license. So who has the authority and the power to uplift the moratorium? They said, it's the minister. Which minister? They said, no, man, that minister we know. Minister Clan, can you uplift this moratorium? You know, comrades, hey, Stella's coming in. Yes, at least. Can you uplift this moratorium? No, comrades, you know. Ugubel, can you uplift this? Then we have a meeting with this. You were there, comrades, you were there. Larry, you were there. We sat down and we said, Minister, the one thing that is holding us back is the moratorium on the individual license. He said, what needs to happen? You have to send a proclamation to uplift that. Now, are we so blinded, comrades? Are we so indoctrinated that we think a government gazette to come out takes 5 days? In this government, never days. Never days. Before there was a meeting with Elon Musk, with whoever, there was a meeting with Starlink. There was Mpati Sai over there, there was Mpati Steph over here. To say, these are our conditions. This is what we'll support. And then we prepared and presented this to the minister. So when the upliftment happens, the popcorn politicians, because they have lost favor with the youth, they're busy talking hogwash and nonsense, and they're telling you Marxism, Leninism, you know that rubbish. You don't even know those things there. You see, busy sitting, singing here, young lions, capitalists, you're so full of a capitalist, chief, you'll be poor. You'll be poor. You're going to be poor. You are going to be poor because the people that are selling that Marxism, Leninism, they are not telling you the truth, comrade, too, that if you are poor, you cannot liberate a poor person. You must be rich to liberate a poor person. So, now there's an uplifting moratorium. Then the popcorn politicians want to look relevant and they start talking nonsense. And then you have the social media trolls. All the social media trolls. Then they start trolling and doing what they're doing. Now everyone overnight is an expert and now everyone is just no longer interested. Nah, the very same trolls and the very same politicians don't submit your submission on the certain policy inputs about the innovation spectrum. So where are those trolls now? ICASA, the minister has 30 days on the proposal, and ICASA then has 6 months after that to come up with innovative ways and alternatives to still achieve BEE without us only having one option. So we'll be requesting for inputs where we will then be coming in to say, no, this is the input that we are having. Where has BEE assisted our people? All of these deals, they're happening every day. You go and take a current boy, you put him here on the company documents, owns 30%, doesn't even know it, gets a salary of 6,000 Rand, but you carry on trading. Is that BEE? Is that transformation? Then why are we advocating for that? Why are we not advocating for saying that if you want to come into this country and your investment is $20 billion, 30% of that, take it, and here are the programs that we have to empower young people, to empower women, to empower black SMMEs, to be part of this sector so that they too can be part of the 600 billion revenue. And that is the new Pbict that we want. So the gatekeeping now is no longer about kicking down doors. We fought a lot of fights here. Some you never even know them. Your new fight of gatekeeping is not to allow for the abuse of systems that are intended to liberate black people. We had a meeting with the PE Sector Council, kept on hearing this about the chairperson and this. I said to Chair, can you organize a meeting with the council? And there was the chairperson there, black, respect him, right? So he's speaking. Can you hear this guy? Then they say there is the CEO of the PE Sector Council. It was a white guy. I said, wait a minute. Chair, you are a chairperson of this thing. It's a PE Sector Council. Transformation is for black people. It's not for white people. White people will never understand transformation. Indians will never understand transformation. Only black people will understand transformation of black people. It's only intended for them. I said, how is it that you are having this guy as a CEO? His chair got back and said to me, that is because we don't have money to pay and this. I said, but in the future you will pay him. And right now, are you telling me there's no black CEO that's in the ICT sector that can take over this position and be willing to do the work without the salary, just like this guy, so that when you do get the money, then you will pay that person? Is there no black person like that? If you don't, I will give you the person. The guy resigned the next day or a few days after, and in his resignation says the president of PBICT said this and this. Yes, because I'm unapologetic. Why must I apologize? You see? So we have all of these fights that we have. And then there's an idea that we have. And I want to sell this idea to all of you, especially the young people. School by day, varsity by night. Usman Sen over there, the secretary of KZN, we launched a mobile lab there. And how many students have we trained there?
In Kepangiri, it was a benefit. And in some respect, by Orange Heights, I had 3 cohorts booked, and they were 30 each, so they were 90 in my respect currently. I'm having 30.
Yeah. So, comrade, this is a very simple concept. So we go to a school and you say to the school, hey, listen, there's a space there, can we put a container there? And we're going to start training students on data analytics, big data processing, cyber security and that. Oh yeah, cool, we can do that. We go put a container. So that school is already what? It's a varsity, isn't it? Now I want you to imagine this here. I want all of you to imagine this. What is it? You see schools every day, right? Every day. And schools are all over. What if the school, what happens at 2:30? It closes. Correct? Now you have children that have to go all over the show. They go to Cape Town, they go everywhere, and now they must get NFSAs. Some of them are unemployed because they can't get into varsity and all of these things, yes? What if when the school closes at 2 o'clock, at 4 o'clock it becomes a varsity? What is so difficult? What is so difficult for you as IT people? All you have to do is to start having a program at the school. The first thing you do, you put connectivity for the school. You put a tower on the school, you broadcast the internet, and you're providing internet all over the school, right? How you make money, number one. The school gets free internet, right? How you make money, number two, you go and get that Ajax alarm system. You get your Hig Visions there, Joman. You secure the school, right? Now when someone breaks into the school, what do I need? I need a security to respond. Chief, you have a bicycle, you're staying next to the school. Right? So Chief, look, install this app on your phone. When this thing rings, cling, cling, you're going to go in like this and see, right? Now we propose the school that, okay, look, department or whoever, we're going to make money. For us to protect your school, here's the security and alarm system. You just have to pay us 200 rand a month. That's it. Go to the school governing body. How many schools in your area?
There are a lot.
Nah? If there's 10 schools and each is paying you 200 rand, how much is that? And you're just sitting with your sakila. What is difficult with that? You're young, you youth. Now you have a business model. Now you go to youth fund and you go to life plan, something called life plan. In life plan, they ask you a question, what you want to do? I want to guard a school and do this here. And you write that thing, you just keep on writing what you want to do, and the AI assists you in fixing the English and all of those things, tells you what will be the cost. Next thing you've got a business plan that is bankable. Not talking about something I don't know, talking about something that I've done, and I've made money on that. So what is the school now? The school is ready to be a varsity. Now, how many UNISA students are out there that need to come in and have labs? You understand what I'm saying to you? How many students that are studying there? There's Edison, there's all of those things. All people need. Udemy. What you don't have is you don't have a laptop, or you don't have data, or you don't have this. Now what do? You come to the school, right? And you just pay 10 rand a day. You're munching in anangit. Ngesakila sakho. Thatha isitulo uhlale lapho ubeke ulofu wakho la namahe wakho la beke isakila and you wait. First one person comes in, 10 rand. Okay, go and use 10 rand. Whoever wants to do assignments, apply for CAO, la 10 rand. Don't complicate it. You understand? In KZN alone, I think there's 14,000 schools or what have you. How much is that? It's money they're waiting. There's all these youth fund and those things. There's an innovation thing that is advertised by the department. They want to give you 1 million rand for you to come with an innovative idea. Write this idea and code it. Go get that 1 million rand. You see what I'm getting at? That is the kind of PBICT that we want. And those that all of these programs used to mean something totally different, right? Now, there's a program that we call 4IR STEAMY, right? Now, let me tell you something. Let me tell you how government operates. We're going to elections, yes?
Yes.
Who is going to determine the election? Now, business people, communities, who? COSAS, who is it? Huh? It's who? Data scientists, data analysts, who? No, not you. You won't determine. We're too old, Chief, to determine. We're going to go there and go vote ANC. We're not going to change. You see, who is it? It's the 2Ks. It's the 2Ks. If you are sitting in the room with Inche, and how are you going to convince me to vote for anyone else? Yeah? But yeah. How are you going to convince me? You understand? I'm too old to be convinced. Now let me tell you something. With 4IR STEAMing. Last year, there are millions or hundreds of thousands of young people that left school, correct? Mm-hmm. Right now, there's hundreds of thousands, correct, of matriculants now. It's not millions. It's millions. They will be going to apply for IDs next year and they will be voting for the first time next year. Those are the people that have the power to change the country. So what do? Right? There's a website called RoboFactory. What it's called? RoboFactory. Write it down. If you go there to RoboFactory, they got these robotics. They're like 100 rand, 200 rand, 600 rand. They're like that, right? You know those things of mine, those robotics toys. You've seen them, eh? TG, you've seen them. Those things, go to RoboFactory right now, you'll see. Take those things, keep buying them one by one, and then go to one school and say, I want to do a robotics exhibition. Get all the young people, put them in there, take pictures, send it to your mayor, the mayor was here, send it to your councillor, you understand? Send it to your premier and everyone, and say, you see this program, there's all these children here. You see young people now? These are the ones that are going to be voting for you. You're a mayor, you're a councillor. So fund this project of mine. All I want, and for me to do this here in the entire municipality, R1 million is fine. And I'll go everywhere and do this thing, and you can come and talk and do those things. You understand what I'm saying to you? It's a very simple thing. Right? But if you're going to be busy going and talking and big language and big English and those things, Marxism, Leninism, people must have power. Hey, chief, forget that thing. Forget that thing. You understand what I'm saying? You need to trap those young people. And once you have those young people, now you start to steer them towards the right thing. Why? Because you've got Pbict in your pack, isn't it? Yes. Now you start building that relationship and you start building those things. Are we together, comrades? Yes. It's a very simple thing, nah? That you need to do. Right? So, comrades, we started this organization to break down doors. We started this organization to give access. We started this organization to be an advocate for black people in this sector. We started this organization to lead the transformation agenda of this sector. And today, we have achieved more than we envisioned that we will ever achieve. Are we together, comrades? Today, the only thing that we should be focusing on, the only thing that we should be looking at, and the only question that we should be asking when we wake up in the morning, when we elect members, when we are called to this conference, the only question that matters is one. Forget everything else. Forget the political rhetoric. Forget revolutionary slogans. Forget everything else. Ask yourself one question. How do we make money? Comrades, we have done what we felt needed to be done at the time that we were given with the limited resources that we have. And we have achieved this because of passion, because of you coming here time and time again to listen, to craft, and to go and implement. The time for talking, comrades, is over. We need to do and talk about what we've done. We don't need to talk and then we don't do. The most important thing when you have in your mind, anyone that comes to you with anything, is how do we make money? I hear all of these things. I see all of these things. But how do we make money? We are here, comrades, with one objective and one objective only, is to be sitting in a room like this with millionaires. And I thank you, comrades. Amanda.
There was a last address.
Thank you very much, President Dr. Ross, for that address. By the way, that was the President's last address. That was an outgoing address. So we thank you so much for the hard work throughout the 8 years. It's been a very interesting journey. unforgettable, I must say. We'll tell the new executive and members of the journeys on the groups that we've been on, but thank you so much for that. Comrades, it's now 3:30. The food has been ready since 3 o'clock, so I'm going to adjourn the agenda. Let's go and have a late lunch for about 45 minutes and be back by 4:15 to continue the next session. Thank you very much. Of the work that's been done. All groups, please access it that way and follow as the SG is presenting. After that, we are going to move right into the Treasurer General's report. Or make comments or ask for clarity. When we are done, the next report comes process, and then I'm going to present the constitutional amendments that was proposed in the policy conference. The constitution says only the NGC, which is this meeting, can amend the constitution. So the policy conference could not proceed with the done. So the policy conference has recommended amendments to the constitution. I'll bring it to you. If the NGC agrees, it gets adopted and we proceed with the amendments. After 6 o'clock, we can start the elections. And then by 7, to commissions by 8 o'clock. We come back, we finish commissions by 11. We do day 2 by midnight, and we finish the conference. Tomorrow. I think we can finish this agenda. It will just be a matter conference. I guess there's no time in a conference. Report. Thank you very much for that.
Amanda, the right comrade. So at least it's after lunch, comrades. We have a lot of work to do. To go through our reports and interrogate our reports. So this is the work we're going to go through very quickly, summarize it, and ultimately we can discuss, if there are any questions, if there are any. This report covers the 5-year period of the last conference that we had in May 2020. Organizational structure, the coordination. So the purpose of this report, comrades, is just to account for the work that we've done and highlight the challenges and counter the solutions going forward, which will be taken by the new leadership. As you know, we will also capture the direction and the strategy from the second general. The most important thing, comrades, is the governance, the leadership, the membership development, the youth, the women, and the professional engagement. Now, comrades, in 2020, Council, the new leadership, well, it was virtual, the new leadership was elected. This leadership, us, who are sitting here. And comrades, that's why we're here, all of us. We had a midterm review. Now, what does that midterm review? The Constitution allows us to do that. And the new leadership needs to also take, we have to fill those so that we can continue. We have to reaffirm our commitment and build the capacity. We have to renew our mandate as well. And then those that we are handing over to the new leadership to proceed or to abandon. So that's the decisions that the new leadership will take. But just to mention the few that were success in our 5-year term, comrades. We had the powers, we expanded our STEAM programs with additional leadership in those portfolios. So as you know, we have mobilizers, those are called STEAM mobilizers. Those were the themes of that year. That was what is important, and we managed to achieve that. We also managed to achieve about partnership with different stakeholders in order for us to advance our SMEs and international stakeholders. And then, comrades, the President spoke about the localist Moja campaigns, which we adopted in the previous conference. The localist Moja platforms and for creators, as you know, we have a lot of WhatsApp groups. We managed to achieve that. So we met each other and we want to do business with someone in KZN. Comrades, used to be difficult in KZN. But today you can just go to the group and say, hey guys, I need someone who can program in this language, in Python. I need someone who can deploy some sites. I'm in Limpopo. So that is comrades. And then comrades, there were a lot of other successes, like we inducted the new leadership that were launched. And today, as we speak, no province that we're handing over that is not in good standing. This leadership achieved that, comrades. So I hope the new leadership takes into account as well the role of provinces. And ultimately, those were inducted as well. And then when you speak about the partial completion, I'll say things that need to still be given a lot of effort. Fundraising. It will be a challenge. Most of you know that fundraising, it was a nightmare, right? So it's still something that is continuous. The provinces need to continue with it. And again, comrades, the President spoke about how those funds to help them fund their project and going forward. Ultimately, make money. That's still a continuous thing that the new leadership needs to achieve. And then organizational discipline, comrades, it's important. It's an ongoing thing. We expect provinces to continue, obviously, being organized and being disciplined at the same time. It's a continuous thing, mustn't be abandoned. Comrades, there were things that we could not achieve. Not that because we didn't want to, but we didn't achieve it. There was a resolution that we needed to create an innovation institute in the previous leadership in our term. So we were not able to create that institute because there's a lot of moving pieces for us to get into that. And we were more focused actually on the priorities of enabling SMEs and professionals in terms of surviving. Because if you are not surviving, comrades, to think through. So the priority was based on us, enabling everybody to be in a good state. So that wasn't achieved. And then there was also a curriculum and R&D. So that was also not achieved. It's like an online certification that was taken in the past term, or in this current leadership, that we need to create some kind of a curriculum, maybe getting training or partnership and with all these other stakeholders that we have. So we're handing over that. And then, comrades, I'm going to move to strategic partnerships. We managed to, I think the President alluded to that, industry transformation unit. This is a unit that was created within CETA. Pbict was part of that unit in order to help CETA to advance transformation that we saw there. They are very scary, but we're trying to help as active citizens and patriotic citizens to enable SMEs. There were a lot of programs that we proposed there, but because CETA has challenges with the people who don't know anything about it, they always crash it. And then today, we managed to create opportunities in the networking space. There was a big contract where it was awarded to one company. It doesn't benefit within those. So if you're living in Limpopo, you must wait for those 100 police stations that are there. It was was a very big contract. I'm just going to also participated as we hand over the movement. The participation in International Telecommunication Union, KZN in 2018, under Minister Kwele. Pbict was robust then, as you know, the president mentioned that we were highlighting World Economic Forum was there. They are for all. That is when SA Connect was born. And it was internet and bridging the digital with those kind of people. Sometimes they let participate, sometimes they don't do opportunity. So we have to take members. We did issue some suspension letters to some of the members, and then ultimately some of them have been reinstated. But discipline is very important in the organization, and we'll continue with that. As we go into 2025 or 2025-2026, and then we're electing this term of this leadership here today, we have to do the reflections as well. So some of the, and it was very challenging. In fact, our second term was held virtually because of that, because of COVID, but we couldn't stop. And as you know, there were a lot of challenges emotionally, financially, right? But Pbict thrived, comrades. We lost comrades who died at that time as well. And as today today we hand over this term of office, I would like us to have a, for those that we lost, our comrades, just 30 seconds, comrade. No. Thank you. Well as comrades, some of the reflections that we have done, we managed to engage different stakeholders within the ICT sector. We engage, we try to keep them closer, they sell us out. We try to play that unity role and bring them together so that we can all be united against one cause. But we, will continue. We grow our membership, and I think the DSG was mentioning big numbers to date. From 2017, when we launched this organization, Comrade, KwaZulu-Natal, we're exceeding 7,000 now of members across. So that's a big number that we're giving to you as the members of the organization, this organization, and we have to take care of them. So this growth, the youth are getting interested in the organization, the professionals are getting interested because there are challenges where they are, even the SMMEs. We have websites, we have as an organization. In terms of the state of provinces, comrade, I think this is almost there. But I just summarize it in the form of what are the activities, what are the challenges, and what was discussed even in those meetings that they have. Most common challenge in this lack of finances. This is what I see each and every time. So yes, we have programs, but we are lacking the support of how to implement them. So hopefully the new successes, like Free State, they created some SA Connect hotspots, Mpumalanga. They have some broadband engagement with the previous meeting. So other comrades are very busy. And also in the Northwest, there's current activities with the student and activations. And then ultimately, comrades, Northern, the recently launched structure. Northern Cape, the engagement with MTN, All Africans, and so we have STEAMY mobilizers from SMME, women, student, professionals, future. But one of the things that we would like to strive is movement that is critical. Report that I'm giving you that it was not a success with the STEAMY mobilizers because lack of coordination. Some of them were saying that there's no proper KPIs. They don't know what they have that meaning, right? So you don't just be a mobilizer. You are sitting there. You need to have a role that you play, contribute to the. So I'm going to skip the mobilizers. And then in closing, comrades, this report, it serves as a comprehensive handover to this incoming NEC. So every effort that we have made, ourselves here, there were structural concerns, there were provincial concerns and challenges. Some of the things we couldn't achieve, but we have achieved what we can. We are handing over a movement that is solid. All provinces launched, all provinces in good standing, all provinces attended the conference today. Oh, sorry, actually, exception of Western Cape because they didn't go online. So, you know, areas of progress and substantial opportunities, we still need to improve. So, comrades, thank you very much for traveling all the way, wherever you come from. Others didn't sleep. It shows that you love the movement, you love the organization. We don't take it for granted, and we hope that you will take this movement further.
Thank you very much. It's now the time to interrogate the reports. Any questions, clarity?
Let me start by acknowledging the Secretary General's report. Indeed, it's acknowledged. However, chairperson of the session, I think administrative diligence is lacking. From the previous resolutions of the last NGC leadership, as we went through them, some of us here for content comrades to develop and come up with strategies on how are we going for our marginalized masses, populace of our people. So I want to check with the Secretary General. I'm making 3 points, by the way, that I want to emphasize on. Number one, I don't know how to be advised, however, when I was listening to the president's address and then he mentioned that the motto of this organization is that we do not leave anyone behind. So, in that sense, Chair of the session, it must be this NGC, it must be this conference that advocate for that motto. But in composition of leadership particularly, I think there must be a space of representation of disabled people. Secondly to that, the LGBTQI+ community must be represented in that space. So that indeed, when we talk of advancement of the community of the session, it's regard to our membership recruitment mechanism. I think we are not doing justice. On the next national conference or after the 5 years, we must then be aware this country is too big for us to have the membership that we have right now. Regardless of how old this organization is. Ground forces that will be there for this organization. Lastly, but not least, when I come to the of the session, in regards to Free State Global Parliament, there are no regional structures. And it comes to our concern that the leadership of the province cannot go to that with that constitute numbers they have at the PC. I think it must be this NGC that guides and provide direction in regards to how must regional structures in that province be established, complete chair of the session, so that we popularize organization as big as we want it to be. So lastly, as a crocodile when I chair. To thank and acknowledge all delegates who came from different provinces to come here. But delegates, it will opportunity. The point that we sorry to say it, and sorry, but I think all of us here were that are not there. Then we do not ejaculate and masturbate ideas that will advance this organization.
For the last 4 words of that input, I agree with everything. No, thank you very much, comrades. Comrades, did your PCs discuss these documents and you checked it? I'm just asking. Yeah, I know Free State, Free State will always prepare. The other provinces, did you all, because this is now the time when you have to now make sure that we can adopt this report. Otherwise, you are just adopting something that's, next 3 sessions as well, because it's documents that should have been taken in by the provinces, so that when you come here, you have a position. Because you can't speak for yourself necessarily here. You must, as a delegate, you represent the views of the membership of your province. So there should have been some interaction where they send you and say, as a delegate there, go and raise the issue of regions. As a delegate, go and raise the issue of improvement of our structure. Delegate, go and raise the issue of the membership fee that must be 200 instead of 50 Rand. As a delegate, go ICT of Pbict in the sector and how we are going to mobilize society to believe and to move with us and speak like the way we speak. Position. We didn't just listen to one person, Abo Luvo, there on the interviews and say, hey, that's Pbict. No, we called Comrade Luvo, we called everyone. They asked, we are saying, how can we make money from this and benefit our communities? So I just want to understand that the provinces go through the reports and that you didn't just come here. Worried because it means it's going to be a very fast session. We might be done by 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock. So I just want to understand, is everyone in agreement with the reports? Or are you saying there's nothing wrong, no improvement?
I introduced myself earlier on. My name is Sisebo Mali. I am the Provincial Deputy Secretary of the Eastern Cape. I propose that we adopt the report on the make a submission to the SG's office. That is what we know as the Eastern Cape. Hence, you don't find us having any other suggestions in the report. Whoever wishes to second and move on with the motion. I feel that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, a motion. Always the problems in conferences. You couldn't keep them quiet. I've never had such a quiet conference of the Pbict. Can I have a seconder? Back in the day, I would tell people to sit down the way they were excited to make inputs. I would have to put them out. Book industry was so alive in everyone. The comrades were robust. No one was really quiet. Everyone was jumping at the opportunity. So as I see the young people are becoming more quiet, we just don't have anything to add or that we feel everything is right. But let's see how the night goes. Comrade.
My name is Musa.
exhausted over these years into all this that we are busy with and how much the organization has or doesn't have. Comrade TG, you can come in. Can I either speak here or here?
Okay, yeah. Amandla. Amandla. Thanks, Comrade Chair. From our office, yeah, had 0 budget and no bank account as well. We were new in the office and we were ambitious to revive the office. We worked very hard to develop the office, hence we created a roadmap. There were resolutions that were taken. Check, there's a chat, the document.
The resolutions.
Is it chat?
That's fine. Yes. Check on the NEC group, comrades. The treasurer's report is. Yeah, the TG's report. It was posted last day on the group. On the NEC group.
NEC. On the yeah, like I said, there were measures in place to strengthen the resolution were taken. Unfortunately, with the duration of the term that was accorded to us, we could to do fundraising and financial capacity development. Shoulder to sustain the office until today. We had to take so that we keep the office alive. We were able to run 3 conferences which were national, and we had to mobilize some resources from donations. I don't think I'm in liberty to declare our donors.
No.
I cannot declare our donors. Actually, we had a number of companies that contributed to our. It's mentioned there. We had the NGC in Durban, where a contribution was sourced from various companies that are operating within the organization. Hence, the document is being shared. You will see on that conference how we managed to get the donation from the companies. We had a second one, which was a policy conference that also happened in Durban. Any of our strategies couldn't work to bring resources because the basic strategy corporate, the first one was to raise the money from you, and you refused. So We had to run the conference, the policy conference in Durban. The policy conference costed us about 100,000. And then I'll be in brief of the current one that is underway, which is our NGC. I'm the last one to compile report because activities are still happening. And yeah, I'll hand over a full report to the next administration after everything has been done. We're still having delegates that arrived today. We still have to expand in terms of accommodation and stuff like that. But in total, the conference is currently costing us around 350,000. And of which the delegates were unable to raise. So the Treasury Office put together measures to make it function. So, yeah, and not part of a report here, but I would like to encourage the incoming TG. In the absence of implementing the clear roadmap and the resolutions that was taken to develop the financial capacity of the organization, we will fail to achieve our mandate. The office will need to work hard to make sure that it gets all the members of the organization to participate in terms of the resolution that were taken. Part of that is clear that we are a membership-based organization and we need to contribute to the organization. As little as it could be, when you consistently contribute to the organization, something will be generated and our programs will get sustained over a period of time. So I'm encouraging the office to stick to the roadmap because as we stand, we don't have a bank account for the organization, and the remainder of what is left, it will still remain with me because it will still remain with me. So I'm not going to hand it over. It's on my account. Yeah, what is left on my account. So you have to start afresh. So I challenge the incoming administration to be diligent in focusing and capacitating this organization. No single office will be able to achieve what we achieved in the short period of time. So we are trying to assist the next administration to work as a collective in developing the office. We'll still be there wherever we are, mobilizing resources, but it won't be a one to provide resources. And I would like also, again, to discourage the spirit of non-contribution to the organization. It doesn't mean that what the Treasurer's Office has been contributing is because we've got so much or in excess. It means we have passion and a vision to make sure that we develop programs that will achieve the objectives that we want to see. So, comrades, as we move forward, let's make sure that whatever little that we can contribute to the organization, let's do so. Let's keep on encouraging one another to say those who have more contribute better. And in particular, I would like to challenge the incoming NEC, set up an example to continuously contribute to the organization. I can confidently say that with the programs that we started and engaged many other stakeholders, we are going to yield more fruitful rewards. But the commitment of the NSC must be visible from the beginning. A stakeholder that you can clearly visible, it's clearly visible. It even looks like it's their conference. They almost dominated our conference. They are setting up a good platform for us to benefit. They are committing to the next administration of 5 years to help us become a good and a better organization. As the sponsor has indicated, they are working with the government. They are not eligible to go get projects in government. It's us who need to go get the projects and use them as our technology partner. As we speak, there's current discussion this coming week, the Securex. What's the conference? Securex. That will be underway in Midrand. There will be showcases and all the products they have. Government, municipalities, and provincial governments, they will be there. They will see and endorse programs and systems for the municipalities. They need us to interact with them and show the integration that we have with an institution like this. It will be for the benefit of the organization. So I challenge leadership in the provinces that they continuously engage with understanding the solutions this partner can provide, because they are there to assist us and to give us a upcoming leadership. I will, once you get elected and open an account, I'll be the first one.
Thank you very much, Chichi. Comrades, I just want to reiterate that I shout till we turn purple. But if this organization cannot sustain itself, we will never survive 40, 50 years. The only reason why AfriForum is minority in terms of the production sector. So therefore, we still need to, cement our voices in society. And the only way we can do that is by making sure that this institution is sustainable. Sustainability cannot be the responsibility of the TG's office alone. We all, each and every one of us, and if we really believe in this progressive movement, we ought to support the Treasurer's office from a provincial level up until national level. The responsibility of fundraising cannot just be a model. It means that the next upcoming NEC must coordinate fundraising activities, and we get people who are very specialized and even learning from these anti-progressive forces that we call Abo AfriForum and Solidarity, because these guys are running circles around us. We have the numbers. If we've got 200,000 people across South Africa paying responsibility is to coordinate and make sure that there's more members within this organization. We need to at least, in the next 5 years, from 8,000, our membership is to go to, because it's going to be economies of scale, right? If you've got 10,000 people paying 50 rand a month, you can do those numbers. It then starts becoming sustainable, so that we don't have all of us, comrades, in the next 3 or 5 years, after that we cannot fly and make sure that all our delegates are in 5-star hotels. We'll forget AfriForum, they will always be taking numbers to work. So we need organizations representing black people here. All these organizations, Black IT from ICT and Chamber, these comrades are representing themselves. The NEC here, they're not representing themselves, they're not raising enough capital. We need to fund our own SME startups, but it only starts with a real financial model that is sustainable. Thank you very much.
Didn't enforce the membership really, because we first want an organization that is able to see its value. But I think we see the value of Pbict. Now the organization needs to move from the next phase, from its infancy and its hatch, that we call it, to it now becoming a professional body. enough support, enough to host an event like this with our gift packs, our things, our banners, all those things. So the next NEC has a lot of work to do, but the provinces, the NEC can't work without the provinces cascading down those resolutions and implementing. So I'm going to go into the next phase. I would appreciate if the delegates stop disappearing. I see there's people disappearing every now and then. We are going to go into elections very soon. I only need 50 people. Closed. You can't enter through the door. That's why our former minister said the door was open or the door was closed. So important thing, the issue of the door. Because if the door is closed, you can't enter part of the elections. So can we please, we're almost getting there. Let's try and keep it together, please. I know it's been a long day. I'm going to go into the inputs from policy conference. What's the arrangement with the accreditation tax? How are we handing them out?
We have already given it to provinces.
They have it. Can you wear it? Please put on your tag. The IEC is going to use that as it's your ticket into staying here. So please you must wear it so that we can see everyone is accredited. If you don't have it, we must make it for you or fix it or something. So I need you to wear it so that I can also see that we are ready for the next process. Because I must give IEC the go-ahead that the conference is ready. And they actually wanted these tags. We would have just gone with a show of hands, but they insisted that we have the tags. So can you please wear them so that I can see who has, who doesn't, and we can just sort it out. For this process, I need to sit, if it's fine, comrades. I want to do the inputs from policy conference and the amendment sort of as one item, because I can't do the amendments without discussing with you about the inputs. Remember, comrades, we didn't, we have to adopt the Treasury report first. We didn't adopt the amendments at the policy because the policy conference cannot take decisions. It is only this body. So I'm going to tell you what each of the provinces said. Some of you know because you were in the meeting, others don't if it's your first time here. And then you'll have to adopt those amendments. After you adopt them, I then take you through the constitutional amendment. I wish there was a projector because I would have projected it and we go through it. But don't worry, we are going to do high level. The NEC, the incoming NEC, will then finish the drafting, the updated document with all provinces. Maybe a month or two after this, you'll get the updated constitution. So, SG posted, please, you can stand up. You'll have to come here, sorry. This name's
DST. So I support the motion. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much, comrades. You guys have adopted the Treasurer General's report. For each province, the provinces couldn't mobilize enough funds for their own processes. The TG had to come in. He didn't touch on that. I think in combination, that was also into the 100,000s or something, because we had to look at each province's resources. I think it was only Eastern Cape could mobilize their own amounts. I think their budget was like 40K or something. Yeah, Kumrebo Luvo and them. There's rich people there. Successfully convene on its own. So, well done, Comrade Luvo. And that is what we want. It was, and I looked at the report. It came from businesses. SMMEs. One guy something that carried this EPAGM. It wasn't one company saying, hey, I'm going to do it. It was multiple. Others donated banners. Others donated food. So it encourages the other provinces. Please incorporate that. And then we also we had 2 sets of EPAGMs. Remember, we had to disband them and relaunch them. Even the EPAGMs, the provinces couldn't do it on their own. They needed national support. So please, the next TG, collate everything. The provinces must also have given you their TG's reports so that we can see, even if they have resources like a whole, it's fine. That also translates into a contribution. It should have been expressed in the report. But it's fine. The next NEC will just fix it and make sure it is reflecting. Because it's important to understand how much these things are costing us so that we know when we move from here what the plan is. Comrades, when I start with the inputs from the policy conference, the time is now 5:30. I'm doing well with time. I'm going to try and do this as fast as possible. So, please don't kill me. I'm not going to mention everything, but I'm going to mention the important things that I noted from the policy. I'm going to start with Gauteng. Gauteng. Gauteng told us that we need to move away from political alignment. Gauteng said that the roles must be defined. Deputy National Chair, and then in the absence of that, they feel that the Deputy National Chair is not necessary because there's a National Chair and the Secretary. The powers and responsibilities of the SG are inward looking, and they reduced the Secretary to admin. They said that we must separate roles from the Chair to the SG. They said that SG needs to be empowered to have powers of launching provinces. External stakeholders need to go through the SG. Internal stakeholders need to go through the SG as well. They said that the deputy secretaries must be under the custodianship of the SGs. They said that some provincial secretaries must be under the provincial secretary, probably national. They said that mobilizers must be reconfigured with clear roles. And they said that treasurer generals must either be professionals or entrepreneurs. Otherwise, they cannot serve in the role as a treasurer of the province. Limpopo said that there must be mentorship to guide members. They should be assisted with a mentor. They said that these people should meet regularly, that we should develop training programs, we should openly communicate, we should do inductions. They said that the role of the Deputy National Secretary and Chair and Deputy Chair must be relooked. They said that the SG must be empowered with more powers. They proposed that we separate the National Chair with the Secretary General powers. They said that the SG must be like the CEO of the organization. Provincial mobilizers need to have clearly elected appointees in their positions because this will assist them to do their work. They said that we should include sharing documents, templates with the new people that are appointed in PECs. They said that and not have any political format or context or anything. The Western Cape says they don't even want anything. No singing from COSAS, nothing of... And the political alignment for them makes it difficult to sell the organizations to key strategic stakeholders because they say it looks like a party that people don't like in that province. The program should be replicated across all provinces. So Western Cape's main argument is this issue about the political alignment. KwaZulu-Natal said there should be that stems down provincially. So they wanted to add a position in the PEC that aligns with the national mobilizers because I think you'll note at national we have these ones. Professional, the province is stuck because it hears from national, you're supposed to have all this, but it's not cascaded down to the province. The problem you then have is that it now makes your PEC very big. Even us as the NEC now makes it how many positions are there? 3, 6, 9, 12, 17, 18 or 19 man NEC. So they expand the provincial structures the same as the national structures. That is something this conference must decide. Eastern Cape, and I'm almost done, it's my last two. East of the PBICT that's grounded in empowerment and activism. They said that the PBICT must no longer be a free-to-join organization. Members must contribute financially. A structured membership fee model, escalating at 10% annually, must be adopted. There must be KPIs. There must be performance agreements signed. There must be those deployed in boards and SMME structures are mandated and monitored and held accountable. They also said that they want an establishment of a Black ICT Development Fund and grows into a supporting function for different purposes. So their input had a lot and a lot of nice proposals, which I think the NEC can adopt later on level. Free State said that we should we give more definitions of mobilizers, SMMEs, youth. They said that the term communitism should be used with Ubuntu because it QI that must be incorporated and represented. The disciplinary issues should be more clarified. There should be a specific time for these things to be handled and processed. They said that there should be a national PBICT bank account. They also proposed that there must be a structure called the Office of the Founding President, which now includes will now go out of the space to come back as like the advisory body of the PBICT. When it was debated, the conference didn't really agree with that because they say as members leave, new ones come in and give new ideas. But that was Free State's position. Free State also said that there shouldn't be a dissolution clause in the constitution, that the organization when there are no black people in the country, so it must live forever. Yeah, and it says there should be a business that's able to disperse shares to its members. That we will leave for the new structure to deal with. Mpumalanga said, I support the idea of regions, that we should add roles and KPIs, the regional officers, but there was an updated submission. Comrade Sabata, if you can just share it with me quickly. You remember you did an updated submission inside the conference. I know you expanded on this regional officers. I didn't capture it here, but Northern Cape expanded their submissions inside the conference. I'll get it now. Then the last one is Northwest. They said that the Constitution should have a table of contents, including SMME mobilizer and the structure. It's there at national level. So I think I did address that one. They've asked that the PC be allowed to make their own collaborations. They want a workshop for treasurers. They want the NEC to fund at least one provincial program after they have launched, so that after that they can then start their own programs. They want the SMME mobilized. The term of office should be revisited, but this one they clarified. After we debated it, it was supposed to be the other way around. 5 years and 3 years issue, that was clarified. And then the youth and the student mobilizer, they proposed that it become one position instead of 2 mobilizer positions. And then we must fix grammar issues and typing issues in the Constitution, and that they say we must expand the NWC, where 1 representative goes into the NWC from each province. That was their proposal. When we debated it, it became a bit, they saw the impracticality, but I'm just presenting what the provinces wanted. At the level of government, comrades, again, I'm just going to summarize. Not all provinces commented on this one. Eastern Cape, KwaZulu-Natal had an extensive input on the issue of government. We should strengthen international policy engagement. We should work with global development agencies like the World Bank and the African Development Bank. We should set up tech and innovation funds, global skills and talent exchanges. We should collaborate with global accelerators. They wanted to establish a KZN-based chapter focusing on high-growth startup. When we go to, who's this, Eastern Cape. Eastern Cape also mentioned the issue of black-owned ISPs in rural areas with TVET colleges, rural universities, black incubators. State contracts should be cloud computing, AI, fintech, and satellite communication. And then Free State said that city's 10 years of existence should be government of the day, and we should form part of government at every level, in every board. And then lastly, Mpumalanga said that for PBICT to win on its mandate, we need a seat in every board and decision. Alignment with politics versus like. Supported the non-alignment was Gauteng, Limpopo, Western Cape. The provinces who supported the idea of aligning, Northwest didn't really come in with a position on that, or one that I recorded here. So it looks like the provinces are more swayed to aligning with like-minded organizations, whatever they are. Other incubator, SMME hubs, all those things. So, comrades, that concludes the inputs from the policy conference. I've just captured the issues that we asked for when you look at the Constitution versus every other policy. When you guys go missions that we're going into, the conference has just started actually. So I'm going to go into the constitutional amendment now. I'm going to take inputs if I've missed anything. Okay, I see Northern. Yeah, okay, Northern Cape, I'll add it here now. They said we should drive provincial for black groups, leverage provincial cooperatives to ensure Northern Cape SMMEs gain direct access, mandate provincial bodies to bridge the digital divide and guarantee equitable access, position the Northern Cape to attract businesses and create wealth. So they also came in more on, I'll put it here, under government policy, because a lot of that has to do with how government must mobilize itself towards the organization. And with that, comrades, if I had a projector, it would have made it, it's a bit difficult now because y'all must see what we are busy with. Otherwise, I will need direction from the conference on how we're going to do this process. In the previous conference, we were online. I literally flighted it, and the conference went through every sentence, which is probably the right way to do it. So I'm now not sure. Do I share the amended version? Does each province have a laptop? Someone with a laptop here? No, yes. Eastern Cape has, Northern Cape has. I don't see any other province, because you see this process now, what I've just shared with you, you must now tell me that I do justice to the inputs. We are now going to amend the constitution, comrades. This is where this happens. You guys are now going to draft the document that must lead you for the next 5 years. You will only get this opportunity in an NGC. It's the only body that can amend the constitution. It comes once every 3 or 5 years. So we did a first amendment. No, we had the first draft in 2018. We did the second amendment in 2020, and we are now doing the third constitutional amendment. And I see the need to also put some amendments, change some things. At the last conference, the hot topic was, in 2020, we predicted some things politically in the geopolitical situation, even of the country. In the last conference, the hot debate, I think we spent 3 or 4 hours just debating the majority party or not. And if we say we do or we don't, why do we say that? And if we say we don't or we do, what does it influence in the organization? And that was one of the amendment. And it actually showed us that, you know what, able to work in any situation, whatever happens. So in 2020, we predicted what have foresight into these things and into the country. So I don't doubt that tonight or this weekend, you'll come out with an even better leadership that is able to steer you guys into the next 5 years. Because we could predict this thing. And the idea is, comrades, you should go using this organization. It shouldn't be an organization that aligns itself to anything. You can go into anything. EFPA, go there and tell the comrades there. I just don't know how to speak the Afrikaans, because it's important that we capture as conference and present this issue. And that's how PBICT will position itself amongst everyone. And this is why we're saying, us making money has nothing to do with who's politically in charge here. You should see it as, how will we use that? If the communities, Comrade Luvo, in the rural areas can't afford the technology, how do us that are there afford it on their behalf and host? Let's look at our policies and see how we can benefit from it. Let's not take it as a negative thing. Like we said, every minister that we didn't do it. We asked this minister once. There the moratorium will be lifted for us. And we have interest in that process, by the way. It's not just about what's Starlink. We, us, as ISPs, we have interest there. Because we also want the licenses. So, even when we're going to commissions, and how we're now going to adjust this document, is this, how will you make this document work for you guys in the name as this? If I go there, they're going to brand the organization as this. And how do I speak? How will I speak and present the organization? As a chairperson, how are you going to go and what are you going to say if you want meetings with the leadership there? Sometimes if you're speaking to a mayor, the only interest the mayor has is the people in the community. So you can't go there with a profit-based approach first. You have to start and speak her language. So sometimes it's nice to understand the politics, because you must tell the mayor, this benefits your people first. The money thing is last for them. Whereas when you're talking to the white people and the capitalists and the business people, you more make profit, our profit margins, then you talk like that. But to these municipalities and these communities, that's not how we're going to speak to them. So when we do this amendment, and I'm still not sure how we're going to do it, because I can't flight this thing. I don't have a projector. I don't know, is there a way to do this? Don't be tired. We need to work really now.
Because it's a proposed amendment, once you share it in the groups.
Just give me some feedback, comrades. How do we do this? Comrade Mdu?
No, I was saying, Chair, if you share it in the groups, remember in this group we are 500 of us. So because it's a proposed amendment, it need to be with us, yes, we with them.
In the NEC.
Finalize it. So can we just find something on the technology-based organization?
TSG, Comrade Dennis, there's no screen to project. No, you don't even have the device, nothing. How can we do this process, TSG?
You can stream a private link.
How?
To YouTube, and then only us have the link.
Or do we do this amendment? I can't project.
We must share it in the NEC.
Can I share it in the NEC group? And all of you open there. Remember guys, we're going page by page.
But I don't have the constitution. I can just do the highlights on the.
The one I sent you.
Yes.
Comrades, I'm posting to the NEC group, the chairs and the Nobalas. You please only share to your delegates. Or if you have your phones here. Please don't look so tired, comrades. This is the nicest part of the conference. This is really the nicest. Yes, you can come in, comrade. I'm just sharing the documents. Please, no, chairs and Nobalas, check the group.
I don't know, Chair, if the one who's
Following me, don't worry. You see, they're talking now. Do you all have a view here? Press. We're gonna use this laptop. You guys come in. This is the quietest conference I've done with you guys.
Let's just check. Let's just watch the yellow amendments.
Yeah, I didn't yellow everything. That's my other problem. Wait, and then I wanted to check the definition of NDR. So it was so long. I struggled to condense it. Everything was so important. Like, the definition of the NDR. Yo, I'm telling you, I tried to capture the most important things from the policy document, but everything is so relevant. So there's a condensed version, but I think it captures. All right. I'm gonna try and link. When after this, we're going to elections. After this year, yes. Comrades, I'm gonna start. I'm on page 2. I'm dealing with the definitions. I'm only gonna touch the sections that the amendment is impacting. I need you to please, as you listen to the policy inputs, the provinces that have made inputs, if you feel there's something I'm missing, especially on the I did miss something. The deadline of the disciplinary processes, I forgot to put in that 30 or 60 days. But there's also an addendum of the policy, the disciplinary policy, which I think I should also cascade it down there. So I'll deal with that one. Then I'm starting at the definitions, comrades. I'm on page 2. Nothing changes on page 1. That's just me putting the versions there. The preamble, we've amended it in 2020, Pres, but that was on the back of the discussion of the alignment. Remember, in 2020, the Pbict foresaw this GNU situation, and we discussed it robustly. We don't have to rediscuss it, but we changed the preamble on the basis of that. Chapter 1, I'm going to start with definitions. We added a definition of active members. Let me just see what this is. Please, if it's not there, don't stress. It could have been I added it after I sent that version. I'm looking at the email I sent to the press, but even after I sent it to him, I did like fiddle somewhere. I'm on definitions, comrades. Are you there? Can I get an indication who's there, who's not there? I need at least every province. Northern Cape is there. Eastern Cape. Gauteng. Are you there? Limpopo. Northwest. Comrade Minky, don't look quite so tired. Why are you looking like KZN? Yeah. Huh? Be fine. Active members. I did a definition there, section 5. I don't have to repeat it here. You go to section 5 of the Constitution. Activism, I've added just what it is. The other amendments stay the same. ICT, black people, black designated groups. I've added in number 6 the definition of this. Yes, Comrade Lugo?
President spoke about, I'm looking at the second definition of activism. It says the policy or action of using vigorous campaign to bring about political or social. Based on the fact that we're not just a political or social change, we have a vested interest to change the economic conditions of our people. So I should then think that
I won't be here when you all have issues later. So this is my last project here. So can we please participate? All right, I've added that. The rest stay the same. They are just generic. Number 6, we've added the definition of ceiling press as per the last policy. I've said that a ceiling means the maximum number of delegates / attendees / members as PAGM, EPAGM, and the NGC, as well as a policy conference and any other meeting as per the Constitution. Remember, policy is for the future. I'm trying to create a ceiling that fits any situation, even if later the new NEC decides to introduce a new type of meeting. This definition covers it. Next one, I've added communitism, but it was, I think, already there. Social organization, which all property is owned by the community and each person contributes and receives according to their ability and needs. That's just the definition. I then added deputize. There was an issue in the policy conference that I should define deputize. Temporarily act or speak on behalf of. I'm on page 4, comrades. Yes, Mbu. So I've defined Ubuntu separate. The raw definition. Unless you're saying we must incorporate.
Because on the proposal, we will say slash so that you can go, but if you say you
can also do it. Deputize, act or speak on behalf of someone else. That's just what it means. Deputize someone else. Then midterm review, comrades. I'm on number 12. Number 12. A key assessment point in the after the NGC or at any time the organization has resolved by the NEC. As resolved by the NEC, it provides a person appointed in terms of the Pbict constitution for a specific sector. There I should continue because I should actually say 2. I was supposed to continue with that definition. Comrade Lugo, you're appointed for a specific sector to organize and rally support for that sector. Just check there that mobilizer definition.
I think it continues with the number 14 chair. You said constitution 2 for a specific sector. I think it's continuing there on number 14 is there.
Yeah, a person appointed in terms of the constitution for a specific sector to do what? See what I'm trying to say?
But I think on mobilizers, it's fine. Remember, this is the definition. So then on the mobilizers, you then give it a specific.
I hear you. It just seems so incomplete, but it's fine. I hear you. Let me give the comrades maybe time to read it. We'll come back. NDR. And this, I'm telling Prez now that now I struggle to give a definition that summarizes the very long, broad definition that NDR represents. But this is what I have. So the NDR means the National Democratic Revolution, right? Where this stems from is that the liberation movement characterized Africans in particular and blacks in general as motive forces of this NDR. The communities were by law defined outside of the political system except as servants of white minority domination. In class terms, they were made up of workers, rural poor, middle strata, including small business operators, and real aspirant capitalists. The liberation movement defined the enemy, on the other hand, as the system of white minority domination, with the white community being beneficiaries and defenders of this system. This in turn was made up of workers, middle strata, and capitalists. Monopoly capital was defined as a chief enemy of NDR. The NDR has 3 essential tasks, and I'm on 11.3, which are at the core of the NDR and have been undertaken in a global environment of contradictory tendencies. These are: the dominance of a capitalist system with minimal regulation presents enormous challenges for the social development and for global governance and security. At the same time, programs of progressive social change are finding pride of place on the agenda of many developing nations and some global institutions. Most African countries have successfully set out to resolve conflict, entrench democracy, and reconstruct economies in a manner that benefits the people. And that's where we come in as PBICT, to construct the economy of our ICT in a manner that benefits our people. The environment provides a basis for the advancement of the NDR in our country. I don't know, comrades, I couldn't start it without giving the contextual background first of this thing. It starts there, otherwise you're not gonna grasp why we're doing it. I can leave you all to think about it, but that's when we talk NDR, this is what we are saying. You can read it yourself. It's a very It's got a 26-page definition, this thing. I've tried to condense it into 3 sections. But when we say NDR, this is what we mean. Who are they and what are the 3 aspects? It's defined here. NWC, National Working Committee, established by the NEC, preside. That's just a definition of what you do when you preside. PWC, Provincial Working Committee. RHT was already there. Engaged or occupied in a specific activity as one's main paid occupation. That's the definition of how we see professional. Changes after I've sent that document. Remember I said to you, yeah, it could be that I've now introduced something else. So I could have added something here on top. But it's more or less the same issue. Yours are numbered a bit differently because I see it's the same definitions here. Which literally means that a person is a person through other people. I just gave that definition as raw it is. And then universal access. We also added design of products, environments, programs, usable by all persons to the greatest extent possible without the need for adaptation or specialized design. It means the removal of cultural from entering, using or benefiting from the systems of society that are available to other citizens. Unitary, there, please, you'll just come in. I forgot, I think I was busy this time to finish it. But unity in organization just means that the decisions or resolutions from the higher structure are binding on all provincial structures. That's it. Apart from what we've been engaging on. Let me just finish this one. You can talk, I'm just finishing.
So I think on point number would it not be a good definition to say the person appointed in terms of the people of the Constitution to organize, inspire, and coordinate people or resources for a specific sector? Have you kept that submission?
Mobilizer.
Mobilizer, yes.
Add on number 18.
Yes.
So a person appointed for sector 2.
Yeah.
And then you remove 14.
Mobilizer.
Which then would
Oh, you see, that's a typo.
Activities
Or resources. People, programs, or resources. Alright. You can talk, it's like an open session type thing.
So it should be directed to.
But those positions are changing. Programs, coordinators, killing. So that whole thing is
the person appointed in terms of the Pbict constitution organize, inspire, and coordinate people or resources for a specific sector.
Apparently, we're calling them program coordinators now. No more mobilizers. So the definition falls away. Let me remove this definition, comrade. Sorry. It means the numbering won't be the same. Don't worry about it. We're moving on. I'll make sure when I hand over this document to the new chair, they will continue just as it is here. I've removed that. Let's continue, comrades. On page 6. Yes, because remember it affects what you spoke about now. On page 6, comrades, 3.3.2. See the very last sentence on page 6. The Pbict shall, in its composition and functioning, be unitary. It's been added. That's why it's highlighted. If it's not highlighted, be unitary, democratic, and follow key principles. Unitary means the decision of the NEC is binding upon all lower structures. Last sentence, 3.3.2, see? Yeah, page 6. Comrade Talita?
Can you make it more clear? It seems like I made it. explain it more.
Unitary in this context of organizations means that the higher body is these bodies. So the NGC decision is binding on the NEC. The NEC cannot come from this conference and want to change the stuff this conference has told it to do. It's binding until the next NGC. Similarly, if a NEC takes a position, as our province, we have many challenging people, we can't, because the decision at a national level is binding. I'm just making an example. If, for example, we say we've resolved that the program, it means every province should align to that decision. We are unitary. We function as a unit. There's no contradicting view from any province contradicting national. National decides this is the way, not the decision that was taken. So it says unitary. We function as a unit, as one. We speak one voice from national right through to provincial level. That's what unitary means.
For people that say the people are government.
The people here are deciding that.
No, especially like we have explained now, if you say 100 rand from national, then everybody has to adopt. There's no conversation about the 100 rand. Can't we make it 50 rand to accommodate our unemployed, our student, you understand what I'm saying? So for me, unitary, it's a very risky thing.
Unitary, it's more about the principle. It's not necessarily that you're going to be forced if and no, a contesting view is not recognized. It's just something that governs organizations so that there's control. Because the minute you lose control of your constituency, it compromises the PBICT's functioning. For example, now we say, hey, we're going to align to progressive movements. Now you go, and as a province, you guys go and collaborate with a sort of other type of organization that's not radical, that doesn't believe in our beliefs. Then there's a problem because now you identify yourself outside of the unitary body. That's what the term really means. It's more issue of entrenching the principle that we are one people, we are together.